All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rucha Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And Lord willing, this would be quick and straight to the point. I was reading a couple of articles today from ZeroHedge.com dealing with, you know, this first one. As you can see, it says rice is now killing the planet, apparently. And it goes in line with this here, which this demon, this bald-headed demon, Eric Adams, right, says New York mayor goes to war against meat and dairy as climate agenda escalates. Okay. And ultimately, what they want you to do is to eat the bugs. They want to basically push you towards their solution. Which, interestingly enough, they're the ones who are always coming up with solutions. What about why do we have to go with their solutions? But the case is they want to push you towards their lab grown meats from cells, right? Their artificial foods and their bugs. So let's read a little bit of this. It says, now it is firmly in what's that? Ensconced. Okay, let's hear this. Ensconced. Ensconced. Cool. So now it is firmly ensconced among the climate change, which means like confirmed, basically, comfortably confirmed among the climate change cult that eating meat is killing the planet, and you must eat the bugs. Eat the bugs. The same people have a new target: rice. Everybody loves rice, right? But now they're coming after rice. So here it says video: rice is to blame for around 10% of global emissions of methane, a gas that over 2 decades traps about 80 times as much heat as carbon dioxide. Scientists say that if the world wants to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, rice cannot be ignored. But hold on a second. So for all the years, all the generations, that because rice is the grains, right? So it took up until now. See, the interesting thing is, a lot of these things that they're claiming to be problems, meat, dairy. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Meat, dairy, rice, and all these things. They've been around for years. And all of a sudden, now, oh, we got to do something. Now, this is a problem. Oh, now this is this. I mean, they're a bunch of devils. They're just doing this because they want to push people towards their artificial agenda. They're making you eat bioengineered food and all of those things. All right, Salakia. So it says here, rice cannot be ignored. The Food and Agriculture Organization notes that rice is one of the most important staple foods in the world. Okay, but once again, but I'm sure what they would always provide an alternative. Okay, that's the thing. They would always provide an alternative, and they'll pitch that to you to say, hey, this is this is a good alternative. Get into this. But this is why Yahweh Bashem Shai got to put an end to this, because with each passing day they move further and further away from the earth, moves further and further away from being the paradise that it was created to be, because you have these devils that Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand, the control, the power of these devils, and they're completely defiling it, right? Them that destroyed the earth, that is these devils. So it says here, over 50% of the world population depends on rice for about 80% of its food requirements. About 95% of the global output of rice is produced and consumed in developing countries. What is this really about? Yeah, see, banning rice would kill tens of millions of innocent people. I'm starting to think it's never been about saving the planet. I mean, when has it ever been as straightforward as whatever they tell you? They always try to come with some so-called noble cause, that they can use as a Trojan horse to get to certain places. That's what they always do. Okay, these people are the cause of the world's problems, and yet they come with a slogan or an agenda of trying to save the planet. The planet would be fine if these people weren't ruling, because they're the ones. First off, the scriptures tell you about a land Sabbath. You're supposed to have a land Sabbath and allow the land to breathe, to rejuvenate. But do they do that? Of course not. They go around deforesting everything, spilling chemicals and oils into the ocean, dumping radioactive waste. And I mean, what the hell did you expect? And then they turn around and say climate change. And meanwhile, they have weather manipulation machinery. So, I mean, that's why the scriptures call him the devil. This is sinister. Removing rice or wheat from production would trigger global famine. We need to start recognizing voices pushing this agenda so we can push back on this nonsense. Well, it's too late now. Yeah, as you can see, you are the carbon they want to reduce. Yep. Yep. Let's see what else. Yeah, so you pretty much have and you have a lot of people that are not really with this. Okay, the people that are watching now more and more, and they're not really with this, but these elites or yeah, these elites which are at the top of this pyramid, which the most high on the left hand side, is the one putting those thoughts into their minds. But at this point, they don't really care if people know or not, or people try to push back or not, because they have a way to get you in line, okay, and to keep you in check. And their plan is to make you desperate. Because look, right now, somebody would say, you like this, right? Yeah, they want us to eat bugs, and people are like, hell no, we're not doing that. To stay away and all of these things. But guess what happens if tomorrow there was a blackout, food was super scarce, the government was rationing out food, that was the only way you get something to eat, and they tell you all we have to offer are the lab grown meats and food and bugs, but we can make it look really delicious. So what is it going to be? Are you going to eat it, or are you going to just starve? A good portion of the people who are against it now will change their minds then. Maybe it may not be on the first day, but come 5 days in, come, when they get to that point of desperation, guess what? They'll turn right around and they'll give in. So these devils know that, and they're trying to use it to their advantage by making people very desperate. And through that, it doesn't matter whether you know about their plans or not. Even then, you won't be able to stop it, because that's how sophisticated the trap they've set is. Because it's not just a overnight trap. This is a trap going back years. And then you also have this second article with this black bald-headed demon, right? New York mayor goes to war against meat and dairy as climate agenda escalates. Which they set him up. He's a straight puppet. Okay, he's just there to push whatever agenda it is that they want. They just needed somebody to look more like Jake, and threw him in there. Okay, and when you listen to the stuff he says, it's just it's just more madness. Okay, I'm not really gonna read this article. Both of them are in the description box, so once again, you can read them at on your own leisure. Now, this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 2, verse 13. It says, go, and ye shall receive. Pray for few days unto you, that they may be shortened. See? And that's the key part right there. This right here. Pray for few days unto you, that they may be shortened. The kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. And so we are praying for few days, right? Because pursuant to this precept here, right, Mark 13 and 20, it says, and except the Lord had shortened those days, no flesh should be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom he hath chosen, he hath shortened the days. Which, when you read up above, is specifically in here, it's dealing with that time of affliction like never before, which is the time of Jacob's trouble. And it's going to be so chaotic and so much death that the Lord is going to have to speed it up. So much so that the elect wouldn't get destroyed in there. But guess what? Even prior to the full commencement of Jacob's trouble, the Lord is still speeding up these days as is now, because the sooner we get to Jacob's trouble, the sooner the MOT, the hour of temptation, the sooner the missiles come, the sooner Yahweh Shai gets here, we get delivered. So the Lord is shortening these days that these prophecies may get here, come to pass, be fulfilled, and we can get delivered, man. Because at this point, these devils they're like us. That's why I titled it, they're back at it again. Okay, with their madness. So if the Lord doesn't put an end to it, they're just gonna keep on going and going and getting worse and worse and worse. They're gonna start waxing worse, with coming up with more perverse ideas. Soon it's just gonna be open Luciferianism, straight up. That's like the new thing. Everybody got to be down with it. I mean, they would just keep on going, if not stop, because that's their spirit. That's what they were created to do. That's why the Most High has to put a stop to them. Okay, and that's why we have to pray, as we just read in 2nd Esdras, for those few days, that the days may be shortened, that we may get delivered out of here. Because this is just madness, man. On every front, there's oppression on every front. You can't breathe proper air. Nope, they got to temper with that. Drinking water, nope, they got to temper with that. Eating food, nope, they got to temper with that. Having kids, they got to temper with that. Living in a house, it just everything. These devils have to have a hand in it. They have to temper with it. They got to play some role in here. And that's why they got to go. Now, when I first read this, I also thought of Ezekiel 4:13. It says, and the Lord said, even thus shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whither I would drive them. Now, this just goes to another level, because I mean, the food we eat now is pretty defiled. That's why you eat, but the effects of what you eat is not as it was back in the ancient world, because the potency of your foods has been drastically reduced due to, number one, the earth itself getting weaker through age, but then all the things that whatever food you get, instead of it coming out from the earth and you get access to it, then it has to go through a whole process and factories and this, that, and the third. So by the time you consume it, they've put preservatives in there. They've done all types of things to it, and you're getting the bare minimum of what it's actually supposed to provide you. So the food we already eat right now is pretty defiled. But now at this point, they're just trying to just take it to a whole nother level and say, look, you ain't even gonna eat food. You're gonna eat whatever it is that we call food, that we want to offer to you. That's what you're gonna eat. And if you don't like it, then you're gonna starve. Because what they've done is they've laid a strategic siege. All the destruction of the those food processing plants, that wasn't just by coincidence. They weren't just doing that just for fun. All these things play a role. These train derailments with toxic chemicals that have been going up into the air in different locations, all of a sudden recently, that also plays a role. So all of these things that are going on are all intertwined. And this is also part of the reason why we have to pray for those fewer days. Because, hey, Romans chapter 8, verse 22 says, for we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. And I was thinking about that as I was reading these articles, mainly this one right here on the rice, which is that they just won't leave you alone. They've managed to oppress everybody. Animals, humans, trees, land, everything. They've managed to have some destructive oppression set up in that state. All for what? Because they are the devil. Because that's how the Lord created their spirit. And that's why we pray for those few days so the Lord can come back and take these devils out of commission, man. Because if this place is allowed to go on, we wouldn't have a place. They would get rid of us completely. We wouldn't have a place. We wouldn't be able to live in this society. I mean, with the way it is now, it's already bad. How much worse, do you think it'll be in a year, 2 years, 5 years? I mean, damn, wickedness will be on a whole completely other level. When you look at what wickedness now versus 10 years ago, now it's just crazier things that you hear day by day. So, hey, we definitely pray to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai for those fewer and shortened days, because we definitely need that. But like I said, Lord willing, this will be quick and straight to the point. Just wanted to mention that real quick. that now they're coming for the rice. Apparently, rice is killing the planet, but rice comes from the planet. Really. So the Most High decided, hey, I'm going to put something that kills the planet in the planet, and it comes from the planet. But that that's just the way it is. We're just gonna keep it at that. I mean, these Esau. Hey, man. There's only so much. There's only so much you can say about this devil. But anyway, Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachah Kudash. Until next time, Shalom.